Question: do you think change is good? Actually, I do. Let's talk about it. Back in a few. Hi, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How's everybody doing this evening? Hope that this video, as always, finds everybody doing well. And if you are brand new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're a veteran viewer and subscriber here, a sincere and humble thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're just dropping by for the first time, I hope you come back one day and consider sticking around. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. Talking about changing, whether we realize it or not, whether we are conscientious of it or not, we are changing on a daily basis. We are always evolving. Is change a good thing? I think so. Most of the time, yes. Sometimes in life, we have unexpected surprises that maybe perhaps we're not too thrilled with. But for the most part, change is good. I can't imagine a life of always being exactly the same. No way. I could look back, for example, on some of my videos from way back in 2018. I did plenty, believe me, close to 1,000 videos, actually even more technically, but that's another story. But the changes I see in the way I even execute a video, it's so cute. It's fun watching the earlier videos versus the older videos because we have learned things along the way. Ask any person who has a channel on YouTube. We could always look back fondly at our original videos. We all have a lot to learn, and we continue to learn and to grow. That is just one area. But I want to talk to you about other areas that I have seen evidence by myself of changing. For example, right now, you're seeing Janet with the darker hair. But all I have to do if I want to feel a little bit older in a hurry is lift up my hair. And there comes what I fondly call my Lily Munsters. You know, the character on TV in that old-timey show. Well, guess what? She had beautiful streaks in the hair, and I refer it to that. But getting gray hair happens to be part of the aging process in life. This is natural. It just really, really is. Now, I just want to mention a few things because I just didn't want to forget. So, speaking about that gray hair of mine, I have learned to try to make peace with this gray hair. Because honestly, the truth be told, aging doesn't bother me. And I did have a recent birthday. And yes, it's a new year and a new number to get used to try on like a pair of gloves. And I'm getting used to number 63. But honestly, aging doesn't bother me. But when I first started getting a gray hair there, a gray hair there, it was like, oh no, I'm getting so old. But I would see like these cute little once in a while grays, even as far back as in my 40s. So I had like about 20 something years of prep time for this day. But I have since learned how to make peace with gray. There would be a time that I would color my hair, well, not that often even, maybe about 3 times a year. And then interestingly, as I've gotten older, I reduced it to 2 times a year. And then you're lucky if you get me to do it 1 time a year. I have made that much peace with my graying hair. It's just a part of life. It's just a part of who we are. And accepting it to me is a good note of change. So I'm glad for that. I'm glad for that. Next, I am a much better listener than I used to be because I was so, let's take, for example, a phone call. I would get so super excited. The person's on the other end, they're talking, that I'm jumping in with my spiel and not really like giving the correct amount of attention. No, I don't do that any longer. I am much more of a conscientious listener because what the other person has to say is as important as what you have to say. Because I know how frustrated I get if, let's say, I make a phone call to a person and that person is so busy just talking about themselves and not even asking me, why am I calling them? So that could be, an area of frustration. So I realized something. I said, well, if you don't like that, Jan, keep in mind that others are not going to like it equally as well. So in this case, unlike graying hair, which is a natural thing, I had to learn to press the issue to myself to make sure to become a better listener on the phone. On the phone, definitely. I am no longer stuck on being right all the time. Maybe about 20 years ago, not that I was 100% like that. Some people are really big stigglers on that. But I noticed a pattern like I always had to win the argument, I always had to win the war. I have learned I don't have to win any arguments, I don't have to win anything. Just be myself and accept the fact that there are others who are going to have varying opinions of things in life. This is part of maturity. So, again, clearly in my 40s, there was a lot of transition going on. So, changing for the better. And I'm okay with it. How about yourself? Have you noticed certain changes in your own life? Let me know in the comments section below. Other areas that have helped me evolve, and this was a big one. Okay. Everything happened like from, 2018, I started my YouTube channel and then, of course, learning the ropes of that. And there really is a huge learning curve that never ever stops. It is a constantly evolving thing to do, and it's fun, and I love it. I love to give the messages, but I also want to learn all the time how to improve my channel to execute better messages for the folks who are so kind enough, like yourself, to view my videos. I really appreciate every single one of you. I really, really do. But I want to improve all the time. But so 2018, I started the channel. 2019, my mother's health, bless her heart, she's no longer with us. My mother's health declined because she had dementia. And I have to say, dementia is just one of those scourges in life. I just wish never existed. And anyone who's ever going through it personally, directly for themselves and their friends, family, and caregivers, it really is a challenge. That's pretty much it. And I have to say, basically, I took care of my mom full time. I desired to do that. I wanted her to be as comfortable as possible, and I did everything that I humanly could do. There were many nights, sleepless nights, like where I slept literally. I have friends that could verify this and family members that knew this too. If I had like an hour's sleep, that was a great night's sleep. And then I'd have to get on and make broadcasts and sound like I had a lot of energy and positivity in my voice, because I don't want my listeners or viewers to hear a sad sack. That was a very huge challenge, like continuing to do that. Working on 1 hour sleep and trying to give your best to someone is really, really hard, especially for someone that you really, really love, because it was really a dark, scary place to be, because you're trying to make your loved one as comfortable as possible. And you're also living with your own fears of how things are going to change, if you know what I'm saying, in not a great direction. So it is really, like I said, anybody going through any sort of a caretaking situation. But after all is said and done, I could promise you this, that you, the caretaker, the family member, the friend, you will become by default, in my honest opinion, because of that traumatic experience, you will have become a better person. You may not see that. You may not see that light at the end of the tunnel while you are going through that. But I promise you, you will have become a better person. So when people fear change, I don't know what they're fearing. Maybe they're fearing making a mistake or something like that, or the fear of the unknown, which is a natural reaction. But as time goes by and you look back at your own personal evolution, and every one of us watching this has had their own personal evolution, whether they conscientiously tried it. Some people do it in the form of weight loss. Some people do it in the form of moving. Some people do it in the form of switching jobs, switching career paths. We are all ever changing, evolving people. None of us are precisely the same that we were even just 1 year ago, and definitely 2, 3, etc., etc. Again, as I asked earlier, please, if you feel that you have evolved, especially in a positive direction, because I love positive news. We have so much negative news out there. When I read positive things, it just makes me feel better. And you're sharing with the world all of your positive, good vibes. I want to thank you so much for being here because I really do appreciate your time, especially over the weekend. Please consider liking and sharing this video for anyone that you think this personal growth video may be of value to. Sometimes I do personal growth videos. It's not always just frugality. Every once in a while, I like to share stuff like this. In the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for viewing. Why? Because I really do appreciate you. Don't forget to come back Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. Eastern Time, every single day for a daily dose of tips, tricks, money saving, and other stuff, recipes too. I really appreciate you. Have an amazing, fantastic remainder of this weekend. And I want to close the show out, and I'll be back with a wave. Hang on. Take good care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.